Have you been feeling tired, achy, or just not like yourself lately? You might be making one of the biggest health mistakes people over 60 fall into without even realizing it. But here's the good news. Today, we're going to uncover 4 of the most common health traps and, more importantly, how to fix them. These small changes could add years of energy, clarity, and joy to your life. So stay with me. Your health journey starts now. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I just don't bounce back the way I used to? Maybe it's after a poor night's sleep, or when climbing stairs feels like a mountain, or when you suddenly forget what you walked into the room for. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Aging can feel like a gradual slowing down, but the truth is, it doesn't have to. Not entirely. A lot of what we chalk up to just getting old is actually the result of small daily habits. Some that help us, and some that quietly chip away at our health. And the surprising part? Most of the biggest mistakes people make after 60 aren't dramatic or obvious. They're subtle, easy to miss. But over time, they can add up and steal years of energy, mobility, and even joy. That's why in today's video, we're going to talk heart to heart about 4 common health mistakes many people over 60 make. And more importantly, how to fix them in simple, realistic ways that fit your life. Because it's never too late to feel better, think sharper, and live longer with more independence. Let's start with a big one. Something so many people overlook because it seems harmless. In fact, you might even think it's resting or taking it easy, but it's actually doing more harm than good. Too much sitting. Now, I'm not talking about resting after a walk or sitting down for your favorite show. I'm talking about hours of uninterrupted sitting, day in and day out. Whether it's reading the paper, watching television, or just staying indoors, long periods of inactivity can take a serious toll, not just on your joints, but your heart, brain, metabolism, and even your mood. When we sit too much, our muscles weaken, blood flow slows, our balance and posture suffer, and over time, this creates a vicious cycle. The less we move, the harder it becomes to move. Suddenly, a short walk leaves you winded. Getting up from a chair feels like a struggle. Your body begins to feel stiff, slow, even fragile. But here's the fix, and it's easier than you think. You don't need to join a gym or start jogging. You just need to move more in small doses throughout your day, every 30 to 60 minutes. Stand up, stretch, walk around the house, march in place while the kettle boils. Do some light arm circles during commercials. These little bursts of movement signal your body to stay awake, alert, and active. One of my favorite tricks? Leave something you need in another room. That way, you're giving yourself a reason to get up, walk, and keep circulation going. It might sound small, but those extra steps add up. And more importantly, they help you feel capable. That's the real win, when your body feels like it's working with you again. Now, let's talk about something just as sneaky. Ignoring protein. After 60, your body needs more protein, not less. But many older adults accidentally cut back. Maybe because cooking full meals feels like too much effort, or because their appetite isn't what it used to be. Toast for breakfast, a small salad for lunch, maybe a bowl of soup or pasta for dinner. It might seem like enough, but here's the truth. If you're not getting enough quality protein throughout your day, your muscles can slowly shrink. And muscle loss after 60 is no joke. It's not just about strength or appearance. It's your independence. Strong muscles mean you can get out of a chair without help, carry your own groceries, catch yourself if you trip. That's the difference between feeling safe in your body or starting to feel like you're losing control. Now, the good news is you don't need to start eating like a bodybuilder. Just be more intentional. Try to include a little protein with every meal. Eggs for breakfast, Greek yogurt as a snack, a handful of nuts, some beans, or a piece of grilled chicken or fish at dinner. Even a protein shake can work if cooking feels like too much. What matters is consistency. Your body uses protein to repair, rebuild, and protect, especially when paired with movement. So if you're doing those little stretches and walks we just talked about, adding protein is like giving your body the tools it needs to stay strong and stable. Think of it as fueling your muscles for the long haul. And here's something you might not expect. Increasing your protein doesn't just help your body, it can boost your brain too. Studies show that seniors with adequate protein intake tend to have better memory, sharper focus, and fewer falls. Because when your muscles are strong, your whole system stays more balanced. And that helps your brain feel more confident in movement and decision-making. So if you've been feeling a bit weaker lately, or meals have gotten smaller, without you realizing, this might be a great place to start. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Now, both of these things, moving more and adding protein, might sound simple, and they are, but don't mistake simple for small. These small changes, they can completely shift how you feel over the next few months. More energy, better mobility, fewer aches, and most importantly, a deeper sense of control over your body and your future. Because let's be honest, at this stage in life, you've earned the right to feel good, to wake up with energy, to feel steady on your feet, to have confidence in your choices. The world may try to convince you that decline is inevitable, but you and I both know better. It's not about trying to be 30 again. It's about being strong, capable, and happy right where you are. So now that we've covered those first two big mistakes, too much sitting and not enough protein, let's keep going. Because the next mistake is one a lot of people never even consider: skipping regular check-ins with your own body. Now, I'm not just talking about doctor's visits, although those are important too. I mean really tuning in, listening, noticing the little signals your body gives you each day. So many people over 60 start to accept discomfort, brain fog, or fatigue as just normal parts of aging. But often, those are whispers, gentle nudges, and if we ignore them long enough, they start shouting. Have you ever brushed off dizziness when standing up? Or chalked up forgetfulness to just getting older? These little signs might not seem like much at first, but they could be the body's early way of warning you that something's off balance. Maybe with blood sugar, blood pressure, hydration, or even how well you're sleeping at night. And here's the honest truth. Most people don't notice when something's wrong until it's really wrong. That's why regularly checking in with your body is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Not in a fearful way, but in a curious, caring way. Think of it as a daily self-scan. How did I sleep last night? Did I feel clear-headed this morning? Have I been drinking enough water today? Am I steady on my feet? These questions might feel small, but over time, they create awareness. And that awareness gives you choices. If something feels off, you can catch it early. Adjust. Ask questions. Maybe talk to your doctor before it turns into something serious. One simple practice I recommend is keeping a tiny journal or notebook. Just a few lines each morning and evening. Jot down how your body feels, any strange symptoms, or even your mood. Over time, patterns start to appear. You might realize that certain foods leave you sluggish, or that skipping a walk affects your sleep. These clues are gold. It's also a great tool to take with you to the doctor. Instead of saying, "I don't feel right," you can show them exactly what you've noticed. That helps them help you faster. And let's not forget about your mind, because checking in with your mental and emotional health is just as important. Are you feeling connected to others? Do you laugh often? Are you excited about anything coming up? Even something small like a walk in the park or a call from a friend. If those feelings are missing, that's not just aging. It could be a sign you need more joy, more stimulation, more connection. That brings us to the fourth big mistake: isolation. This one is tricky because it can creep in slowly. Maybe your kids are busy, friends have moved away, or mobility makes it harder to get out. Before you know it, days blend together and you realize it's been a week or more since you've had a meaningful conversation. Now here's the thing. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. Some alone time can be peaceful, even healing. But when isolation starts to feel heavy, when it feels like no one really sees you or hears you, that's when it can quietly chip away at your health. Isolation is linked to higher rates of memory loss, depression, poor sleep, and even heart issues. Your brain and your body need social connection the same way they need good food and movement. Human beings are wired for it, especially as we get older. The fix isn't always easy, but it is possible. And it doesn't have to mean joining a big group or forcing yourself into uncomfortable situations. Sometimes, it's as simple as starting small. Call one friend, Take a walk where you know you might bump into someone. Say hello to the cashier with a genuine smile. Wave to your neighbor. Reconnect with someone you haven't spoken to in a while, even if it's just a short message to say, "You popped into my mind today." And if you feel like there's no one left, there are so many incredible communities online and locally, book clubs, walking groups, senior centers, faith communities, where you can find connection again. You're never too old to make a new friend. And that one connection could bring laughter back into your day, purpose back into your week, and warmth back into your heart. And I'll tell you this, when someone over 60 starts taking steps to reconnect, even just a little, it shows. In their eyes, in their posture, in their energy. Because when you feel seen and valued, it lights something up inside. That's not fluff. That's biology. Your brain gets happier. Your body gets stronger, and your life just feels more meaningful. So now we've looked at 3 of the biggest mistakes. Sitting too much, not getting enough protein, and ignoring your body signals, especially when it comes to connection. These might sound simple, but they're deeply powerful, and fixing them doesn't require a major life overhaul. Just a few small shifts in awareness, habit, and intention. Next, we'll talk about one more mistake that often gets overlooked, but fixing it can make your days feel brighter, more focused, and full of vitality again. Fixing it can make your days feel brighter, more focused, and full of vitality again. And that brings us to the 4th and final health mistake, and it's one that often hides in plain sight. It's not managing stress properly. Now, I know what some people might think. I'm retired. The kids are grown. Life's supposed to be easier now. But stress doesn't always come from chaos. Sometimes it comes from loneliness, from worry about the future, from health concerns, from feeling like you've lost your sense of purpose. And over time, that quiet stress builds up. You might feel it as tension in your shoulders or as a heaviness in your chest. Maybe your sleep gets lighter, more restless, or you find yourself feeling more irritable, snapping at things that didn't used to bother you. That's your body's way of saying, hey, something needs to change. And here's the truth. Chronic stress is more than just a feeling. It's a chemical process. When you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol. And too much cortisol for too long can lead to inflammation, weakened immunity, digestive issues, weight gain, and even memory problems. That's why people who carry a lot of stress tend to age faster, not just on the outside, but on the inside, too. But here's the good news. Managing stress doesn't mean eliminating all problems or pretending life is perfect. It means creating daily habits that balance you, that calm your nervous system, that remind you, deep down, that you are safe, supported, and still growing no matter your age. One of the most powerful ways to reduce stress is so simple. It's often overlooked. Deep breathing. Not the shallow kind most of us do all day, but slow, intentional breathing that sends a message to your brain. I'm okay. I'm present. I'm in control. Try this right now. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Then breathe out through your mouth for a count of 6. Just a few rounds of that each day, especially in the morning or before bed, can lower your blood pressure, improve your focus, and even help you sleep better. Another powerful stress buster? Movement. And no, it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise. It could be a gentle walk, stretching in your living room, gardening, or even dancing to your favorite song in the kitchen. Movement shifts your energy. It gets your blood flowing. It tells your body, we're alive and well. And don't underestimate the power of joy. So many people over 60 get stuck in routines. The same TV shows, the same meals, the same quiet days. And while routine can be comforting, too much of it can lead to boredom, and boredom can quietly drain your spirit. So ask yourself, when's the last time you laughed so hard you had to catch your breath? When's the last time you tried something new? When's the last time you surprised yourself? It doesn't have to be a big adventure. It can be as simple as picking up a paintbrush, trying a new recipe, calling an old friend, or visiting a park you've never been to. These little sparks of curiosity and joy, those are what keep you young inside. They keep your mind fresh, your heart open, and your body more willing to heal and thrive. And if you're a spiritual person, lean into that. prayer, meditation, reading something uplifting, all helps bring peace to your nervous system. It helps you see your life as a journey, not a decline. Because no matter what your age, you are still becoming. You are still growing. And you still have so much life left to live. When you take time each day to soothe your stress, whether with breath, movement, creativity, or faith, you create space for health to return, for energy to rise, for sleep to deepen, for joy to blossom. And that's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Creating a life where health isn't just about avoiding disease, but about waking up in the morning with a sense of calm, of purpose, of possibility. So, if you found yourself making any of these 4 mistakes, don't worry. You're not alone, and it's never too late to turn things around, because your body is always listening. Your mind is always adapting, and your soul is always ready to grow. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just one step, one new choice, one tiny habit repeated each day can create a ripple that transforms your whole life. Imagine how it would feel to wake up with more energy, to move through your day with clarity and strength, to sleep soundly and wake with a sense of excitement, not dread. That's not just possible, it's within your reach. You've come this far, and you made it through so much already. You have wisdom, you have resilience, and you have every reason to believe that the best years of your life could still be ahead. So start small, be kind to yourself, and remember, you're not doing this alone. This channel is here for you, cheering you on every step of the way. If this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you made any of these mistakes? Have you overcome them? Your story could inspire someone else. Don't be shy. This is a safe space where every voice matters. And if you found this helpful, please give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you more content to help you live stronger, healthier, and happier every single day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Here's to living your best life at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. You deserve it.